Now, a woman was scammed out of £113,000 on Facebook's dating site. Rachel Elwell, the scam victim, has spoken out to try and protect others from the same fate.
Rachel now works as a spokesperson for the Economic Crime Victim Care Unit, where she works to help raise awareness for romance scams. Well, we're joined by Rachel now. Good to see you, Rachel. So tell us what actually happened. How did this person manage to hook you in?
So initially I joined a Facebook dating website, and it's a bit like if they like you and you like them, it opens up a platform for conversation. But this guy actually gave me a right sob story, and before any of the fraud sort of started, and this is what people need to recognise, they don't just contact you and ask you for money, they build up a background. It's all obviously very fake, but he told me that he'd been widowed 7 years earlier, lost his wife to breast cancer, his daughter was only 10 at the time, and he spent those last 7 years trying to come to terms with his loss, bringing his daughter up, and just building this picture of making me feel sorry for them and almost responsible in a way. And there, after that, that's the initial hook, and that's where they get you in, where you feel responsible to help them financially.
Now, I get the first amount is about £250 or £500, so they're sort of easing the way in. But £113,000, was there no way along the journey you either thought it was a scam or you could stop it? What was he doing?
I challenged it at every step of the way, and actually the very first payment, which is quite common, is the most difficult for you to send, because that is the next hook after they built up their fake profile and their fake story. But once you are committed and you have sent one payment, irrespective of the value of that payment, any subsequent payments you send are to protect any previous payments. Because in my case, I believed I was going to get the money back. It wasn't giving the money away. I believed it was a loan. So you think, if he can't pay the tax bill, he can't do the work, he can't pay me back. If he can't get additional employees in to meet the deadline, he won't get the money to pay me back. If the tractor needs repairing, he can't complete the work to hit the deadline, he won't get the money to pay me back. This is how it went on. And throughout that period of additional borrowing for me sending more money, he actually sent me documents. I didn't ask for them, but I think he knew I was suspicious. So he sent me documents from the Ukrainian tax people. He sent me his passport, which I checked. The company that he said were his investors were live on Company's House. I checked them. They were valued at 726 million, and they invested in property portfolio. So everything he sent me, I checked as far as I was able, and it all looked very genuine. He also sent me his flight details, the lot.
But you went to his house, didn't you? Because he didn't live too far away.
Yes, I believed he lived in Coventry, which is another reason why I initially spoke to him, because not that I was looking for the love of my life or anything like that, but I thought if we're going to have a friendship, then he needed to live fairly close. And it was the day that I went to his house, by prior arrangement with him and his housekeeper and his daughter. It was all agreed. I spoke to his housekeeper that morning. Obviously, she wasn't his housekeeper. I spoke to him that day, and I went to his property in Coventry, and it was on that very day when I arrived there, and there wasn't anyone there with his name, his daughter's name, his housekeeper's name. Then I knew that it was a complete fraud.
Rachel, thank you for sharing your story with us, and thank you for what you're doing too. It's very brave to come out and speak up about these things, and I commend you for doing it, and also for what you're doing to raise awareness to try and make sure that other people don't fall into the same trap. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. We appreciate it.